Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video I'm going to be reviewing the new Winmau 2024 Leonard Soldier Gates darts, and I think it was about a year ago when I actually reviewed his Dynasty version, and these are quite similar to them, and it is quite a long barrel, which is not always good for me, but I really like the grip on them, so let's check them out. So I'm reviewing the 24g version, the 90% tungsten. They're also in 22g in steel tip and 18g in soft tip, and the retail for £59.95. So it comes in this cardboard packaging, and it's got Leonard Gates on the back and obviously the US colours. Inside you've got a foam inlay holding the darts in place, and they're fitted into the round Winmau plastic and alloy point holder, and they come supplied with the short vector polycarbonate alloy top stems, and you've got the standard shape Zeta prism flights, and again it's got your American flag on that. Dart's fitted with a black chord point. It's a straight barrel dart. It's got a tapered nose there, and it's quite similar to the Dynasty Gates version. I think they may have been a little bit more grippy. I'll have to try and find them, and I'll put a picture up from the review just to have a compare, but I'm almost certain they felt a little bit more grippy, but these are still quite grippy. And as you can see, it's made of these sections of ring grip, but quite wide grooves in between, and then they've got lateral cuts running through it. So obviously that's where you're getting the edges quite a bit, which is giving you the grip. And it's got the nice onyx coating on, so a straight barrel dart, and it's going to work for all. Maybe a bit on the long side for some, but nevertheless I think there's plenty of grip there for most people if you like a grippy dart. And it's fitted with the short vector stems and the Prism Zeta Soldier flights. So there's a slightly rounded tapered nose with a ring and groove grip, and then the bulk of the dart is made of these like sets of rings, and they've got very wide deep grooves in between, but the rings themselves, as you can see, got little grooves, but the old dart has got them kind of like V-shaped lateral cuts running through it, so that's giving you quite a lot of grip. And maybe not in the middle, but just a little bit above, you've got, well, it's kind of like a wide band, but it's got some of the notches from the lateral cut, so you're probably still getting some grip there. But again, continues on the rear with the three sets of rings with the wide grooves and lateral cuts, and then a very tiny taper right at the end of the barrel. So that's the super close look at the Winmau Leonard Soldier Gates darts. The dart's fit with a black coated 27mm point. You've got a tapered nose that's made of the natural rings, and one of the rings with some of the lateral cuts on, that's 5mm, and then you've got the three banded rings with the lateral cuts and wide grooves, 26mm, and then a wide section with some of the lateral cuts either side, 6.8mm, some more of the triple rings and a little taper on the end. All that is 16.9mm, length 54.7mm, width 6.5mm. 24.06 grams, 24.07 grams, and 24.07. Full setup 25.78 grams. Here's the balance with nothing attached and with the supplied setup. And this is the balance with medium in between short nylon stems and standard flights. Still quite a grippy dart, so I'd still say 8, but I think the other version may have been a touch more grippy, but there's not enough in it to give it a bigger difference really in the score. So this is just the comparison from the dimensions from each review. The Dynasty one's on the bottom, as you can see. That was 20.5 gram, but still a 90% tungsten barrel. And even though on the website, as I mentioned later in the video, as you'll see, it said 6.3 mil, 6.35 was the width, and it said 54.6 I think was the length, but the 24 gram is 6.5 and I measured it at 54.7, so the measurements on the site can have been right, but the original Dynasty version was drilled out quite a long way, as you can see, 30.7, so even though it was 58 mil, it was 28 mil of solid barrel and the rest was hollow basically, whereas the 24 gram version was only drilled out 11.46. And it's to squeeze the treble in. So it's very similar to the Dynasty version that I reviewed. I haven't done the measurements yet with my calipers, but according to the site, these are 6.35 by 54.6, and I think the Dynasty version was 58 mil and 6.3 wide. So in terms of the length, obviously the other ones were a fair bit longer, but the thickness wise it's quite similar. But the other version were drilled out from the rear 31 mil, so it was almost like a hollow barrel really. Well, that's a good or a bad thing, I suppose. For a front gripper it might have been helping the front balance. Well, in terms of the grip, I think the other version may have been ever so slightly more grippy, but because these ones have got wider rings, the lateral cuts are obviously wider because of that, so you're definitely feeling the lateral cuts more. But I think in terms of like the cross-sectional gripness, if that's a thing, the other ones might have been ever so slightly more grippy, but it's still quite a grippy dart. So if you do like a grippy dart and a straight barrel dart and something that's over 50 mil, nearly 55 mil, then it'd probably be worth a look. And obviously the other one, with it being longer, even though this has still got that section there, the other one was a little bit wider, so there was more of a smooth part on the other one, a DSS, dreaded smooth section, than what there is on this one. My shoulder's a bit achy today, so not getting quite right with my throw, but I quite like the feel of the grip. For me, it's definitely grippy enough. It's still like a high level grip, and like I say, if you're a front gripper that likes a long barrel, there's plenty of grip there. Nice tapered nose, which isn't too wide, almost like a tapered bull nose, so fingers sit quite nicely on it. I'll try the midsection now, so I think that's kind of in front of that slightly less grippy part with the wide part of the barrel. Flying too bad through the air there. Just for the sake of trying it, I'm going to try on that. Well, I wouldn't really call it a DSS because it's only a small part, but just for the sake of it, I'll have one try on there. That went through the air smooth, but seemed to drop. It's not quite in the middle, it's not quite at the rear there, so. But even though it's not as grippy as other rings, it's still got the notches from the lateral cut, so you're still getting a bit of grip. So I'll try it right at the rear now. flying better from the rear. That last one went through the air really smooth, so go figure. Am I just getting better at throwing from the rear, or does it just mean the dart's better? I don't know. But like all straight barrel darts, it'll work for any. And nice one with this one is the grip is pretty much the whole length of the dart. Now you've got that little taper with some ring and groove and just that section there which I mentioned. But even there, you're still getting a decent bit of grip. So that's good to see, and for people who like to grip right at the end of the barrel, again, got some grip there. Yes, my double freeze come back to help us out. I'll have to stop something in my eye. Having a good itch. So that's one. That's three. Ooh, there's four. Oh, that was close. Ah. Close again. There's five. Well, I'm not doing too bad on the doubles so far. Oh, getting close. Had a lot close to the wire. Five so far. Ah, I've lost it now. All of them were quite away from the wire. Six. Oh. Oh. Oh well, six. Not too bad that. High power, I can feel it already. 9 points. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! Oh, 28. I think I was trying too hard after that good start. Oh, nice recovery. 6 points. 64. Should have done better than that. Oh, sneaked a bullseye through the middle. 50 points. Ah, 125, 75 after 6 darts. Oh. 25 and a bull, so that's 150 after 9. Oh, got a bullseye. 200 after 12, last 3. Oh, typical. 200. Right, so doubles got 6 and 30 darts at 20. This is the first time I've had 28 and 180 round the clock. I think I messed up, I could have beat my eyes there. Got 64, 15 darts at bull, and I got 200. So there you go, the Winmau Leonard Soldier Gates darts. I think it's going to suit anyone who likes a long straight barrel, because like I said before, the grip is pretty much the full length of the dart, so there's something there whether you're front, mid, rear gripper or anywhere in between. I probably like this version better than the other version, the Dynasty version, simply because it's a little bit shorter and I think just a tiny little bit thicker as well, but overall I think it was flying just a little bit better. I'm not always that happy with a long barrel, but it was nice to hit a max with them, and I think I almost beat my score on the 180 round the clock. I can't remember what it was now, but like I said, decent level of grip, so if you like a fairly grippy, fairly long barrel, then give them a try. So I'll leave you with the gallery so you can have a close look, and I'll see you on the next one. Happy darting.